Yesterday, I went down to my basement to grab some old boxes, but I saw something that froze me in place. A door. A door that wasn't there before. It looked ancient, covered in deep scratches, and from the cracks, I swear I saw a faint red light glowing. My house doesn't have an extra room, so where does this door lead? I wish I never opened it. I went down to the basement to find an old toolbox. Everything was the same, dark, cold, and full of dust. But then I saw something strange. On the left wall, there was a wooden door. A door that I had never seen before. I have lived in this house for 5 years. There was never a door here. The door looked very old. Its wood was cracked, and there were long scratch marks on it. The metal handle was rusty and looked dangerous. But the strangest thing? Red light was coming out from the sides of the door, like something was glowing inside. I felt my heart beat faster. I whispered to myself, "How is this possible?" I stood there for a long time, just staring at the strange door. I tried to remember, was there ever a renovation? No. This door was new or maybe old, but hidden. I ran upstairs and checked the house blueprints on my phone. There was nothing behind that wall. No extra room. When I went back down, the basement felt colder. The red light was still glowing from the edges of the door, and now I heard something. A sound. A soft whisper. Like someone was calling my name from the other side. My hands started shaking. My mind told me, "Don't open it." But another voice inside me said, "You have to know what's inside." I slowly walked closer to the door. The whispers grew louder, like hundreds of voices talking at once, but I couldn't understand the words. I touched the handle. It was ice cold, like touching metal in the snow. My fingers almost froze, but I turned it anyway. The door creaked loudly as it opened. Behind it, there was no room, just darkness. A staircase going down, made of old stone. The smell hit me first. It was awful, like something dead was down there. I shone my flashlight inside, but the light didn't reach the bottom. The stairs just kept going down, and the whispers sounded clearer now, almost calling my name. I should have closed the door and walked away. But I didn't. I stepped onto the first stair. It was cold and rough, like old stone. My flashlight shook in my hand as I went down. 1 step, 2 steps, 10 steps. The staircase never seemed to end. The deeper I went, the colder it got. My breath turned into white mist. The walls had strange marks on them, symbols I had never seen before. Some looked like eyes. Some looked like faces screaming. Then, I heard it. Footsteps. Behind me. I turned around quickly, shining my light up the stairs, but there was no one there. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I wanted to go back, but something inside me kept saying, "Just a little further." The whispers turned louder, like they were right next to me. Finally, after what felt like forever, I reached the bottom. There was a huge stone room. The air was damp and smelled like something old, older than the house, older than anything I knew. My flashlight moved across the walls. They were covered in the same strange symbols I saw on the stairs. In the center of the room, there was a big circle drawn on the floor. It was made with some dark, dry substance. Maybe blood. Black candles were placed around it, but they were all burned out. Then I saw something in the corner, a large mirror covered with a dirty cloth. It looked ancient, like it had been there for hundreds of years. As I stared at it, the whispers suddenly stopped. The silence was worse than the voices. I felt like something was watching me from inside the mirror. My hands were shaking as I walked toward the mirror. The cloth was thick and heavy with dust. I slowly pulled it away. What I saw made my heart stop. It was me, my reflection. But it wasn't the same. The me in the mirror was smiling, an evil, wide smile. Its eyes were black like holes. Then it moved. I didn't move, but my reflection did. It tilted its head and whispered, "Thank you for setting me free." The glass cracked loudly and black smoke started coming out. I stepped back, but shadows crawled out of the mirror like living things, pulling themselves across the floor. I ran toward the stairs as the whispers turned into screams. I ran up the stairs as fast as I could. My flashlight shook so much I could barely see. Behind me, I heard something running too, something big. The whispers were screaming now, echoing all around me. I reached the top and slammed the door shut. My hands grabbed the handle, but then it locked by itself. I stepped back, breathing hard. The whispers stopped. For a moment, everything was silent. Then I heard a voice, right behind the door. It whispered, "Now it's your turn to stay here forever." I froze. When I ran back upstairs and looked again, the door was gone. Just a plain wall. But sometimes, late at night, I hear scratching sounds coming from the basement. And I know it's waiting for me